Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to see the Cubs continue this 6-game road trip, traveling from Miami all the way up the coast to New York to face the Mets. This will be the first of 3 games being played at City Park in New York. And let's see what today's game has in store for us. The Cubs coming in on a 2-game winning streak and having also won 3 of their last 4. We're going to see the Cubs sending Yu Darvish out to the mound. He is making start number 27 on the season, going 8-8 with a 3.70 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP, and he has been red hot on the pitching mound for the Cubs of late. The Mets, in opposition, will throw Mike Wacha out to the mound. He is making start number 26, coming in with a 9-6 record and a 3.74 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. Very similar statistics for these two so far this season. The Cubs lineup is going to include Tauchman, Bryant, Happ, Santana, Bradley, Hayward, Nico Hoerner, starting at short for the injured Xander Bogaerts, who it sounds like may miss most of the rest of the season, Josh Phegley, and the pitcher Darvish batting 9th. The Mets lineup will include Rosario, Nimmo, Conforto, Alonso, Smith, Davis, Guillermo, Nido doing the catching, and Wacha on the mound. It is 79 degrees today in New York. The wind is blowing in from center at 12 mph. And it is now time to get this game underway. Wacha wanders out to the mound, facing off against Tauchman, the Cubs leadoff hitter. Cubs coming in at 5 games under 500 and 3rd place in the NL Central, facing off against the Mets, who are 1 game under 500 and 3rd place in the NL East. The Mets took 2 out of 3 at Wrigley Field a couple months ago, and now facing the Cubs here at home, where the Cubs are going to try to return the favor. Wacha working with a 1-strike count, and Tauchman hits it high. Deep right center field, going back, and Tauchman is retired for out number 1. That was on the warning track, but Conforto makes the catch with his back to the wall for out number 1. Kris Bryant now the batter. 1 out, 1 strike count, nobody on base. Bryant hits that one a ton. He's going to make up the distance on this one, as that's going to go all the way to the seats for a solo home run. The Cubs are up 1-0 here in the top of the 1st inning. Bryant hit that one 421 feet out to straightaway left field. So, 12-game hitting streak for Bryant. Home run number 24 on the season, and it brings up Ian Happ. With 1 out, nobody on base, 0-2 count to Ian Happ. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Happ heads back to the dugout as he swung and missed way in front of that changeup. Danny Santana now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on base. 2-2 count for the Cubs' first baseman. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Santana is sent packing with the fastball. We're going to the bottom of the 1st. It is a 1-0 Cub lead. Ahmed Rosario is leading off against Yu Darvish here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Here's a full count from Darvish. Looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Popped up to center field. Moving to his left is Bradley, and making the catch. That is out number 1. Nimmo now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a full count pitch to Brandon Nimmo. Darvish working. Inside for ball 4. So Darvish issues the walk with 1 out, and it brings up Conforto. 1-2 count. Darvish working to Conforto. There is strike 3 called, a split-fingered fastball right on the black, and Darvish gets the strikeout for out number 2. Pete Alonso now is the batter. He's coming up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's a full count pitch to Pete Alonso. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a big curveball. And Alonso is the 2nd strikeout victim of the day for Darvish, which ends the inning. We're going to the top of the 2nd of a 1-0 ball game. Jackie Bradley leading off for the Cubs in the top of the 2nd. Facing off with Wacha. Here's a full count and the pitch. Strike 3 called. That was a changeup that he dropped right in there across the plate. And I guess Bradley must have been looking for the fastball. Anyway, Jason Heyward now is the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Heyward facing Wacha with a 1-ball count. Former teammates on the St. Louis here. Wacha with the pitch. Grounder to the left side. Wacha picks it up, throws over to first, but Heyward hustling down the line beats the throw. And that is an infield single for Jason Heyward. It brings up Nico Hoerner with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count. Nico Hoerner waiting for the pitch. Lined into right field. That's going to be another base hit. Heyward rounding second. Oh, but he thinks better of it. He makes the big wide turn at second base, but heads back as Conforto got the ball back in quickly. So back-to-back singles for the Cubs brings up Josh Phegley with 1 out, 2 men on. Here's a 1-ball count to Phegley and the pitch. Grounder toward the mound. The pitcher picks it up, throws to second. There is no relay to first, however, as Heyward breaks up the double play. So the fielder's choice is the second out of the inning. And Darvish is now batting with 2 outs and 2 men on. Darvish, 10 for 41 on the season with 5 RBIs, had a respectable year at the plate. Darvish looking to help the Cubs add to this lead. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Wacha with the pitch. Popped up, deep left field, going back to the warning track, to the wall, and the catch is made in deep left field. Darvish certainly gave that one a ride, but ultimately that was the 3rd out of the inning. The Cubs strand 2. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd of a 1-0 ball game. Man, Darvish got a hold of that one, but it was just a few feet short of leaving the ballpark. So Smith now leading off for the Mets in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Darvish working, and here is the first pitch to Dominic Smith. Grounder back to the mound. Darvish picks it up, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Davis now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Here's an 0-2 count, and Darvish gets him to swing and miss at the cutter. That is out number 2. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Darvish, and Luis Guillermo is the next batter. 2-1 count. Darvish looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant picks it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 3. So the Cubs retire the Mets in order. We're going to the top of the 3rd of a 1-0 ball game. The Cubs lineup has completely turned over now as we see the leadoff hitter Tauchman coming up in the top of the 3rd inning, facing Wacha. 2-2 count. Tauchman waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first, picked up, throws over to first, pitcher covers, and that is out number 1. Bryant now the batter. He is 1 for 1 with a homer already in this game. Here's a 1-2 count to Bryant. Wacha with the pitch. Liner right at the shortstop. That is going to be out number 2. Man, Bryant hit that one right on the screws, but Rosario was there to make the catch. So Happ now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Ian Happ waiting for the first pitch from Wacha. Grounder towards second, picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 3. So the Cubs go down in order. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd of a scoreless ball game. Tomas Nido is the next batter for the Mets. He's going to lead off the bottom of the 3rd, facing Yu Darvish. Here's an 0-2 count, and Darvish with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, another cutter. And strikeout number 4 for Darvish brings up the pitcher Wacha. 0-2 count. Wacha waiting for the pitch from Darvish. And another swing and a miss for strike 3. That one time, it was on the curve. So strikeout number 5 on the day for Darvish brings up Amed Rosario. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-ball count. Rosario waiting for the pitch. Grounder towards second, picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 3. So the Mets retired in order, going to the top of the 4th of a 1-0 Cub lead. Santana leading off for the Cubs against Wacha in the top of the 4th. Here's a 1-1 count. Santana waiting for the pitch. Popped up left center field. Going back, calling for it is the center fielder, and Nimmo makes the catch for out number 1. Bradley now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 count. And Jackie Bradley waiting for the pitch. Lined into center field. Is that going to be caught? It is. A running catch for Brandon Nimmo. coming in fast on that to make the play for out number 2. Jason Hayward now the batter. He's 1 for 1 on the day. 1 ball count. Hayward waiting for the pitch. Liner past the first baseman down the right field line. This is going to be extra bases as Hayward rounds first, heading for second. He stands into second with a double. So Hayward with the 2-out base hit is in scoring position, and that will bring up Nico Hoerner. 2 outs, 1 man on, 1 ball count to Nico Hoerner. And a grounder up the middle. The second baseman has it, throws over to first, and that will retire the side. Cubs strand a runner as Hayward is left on second. We're going to the bottom of the 4th of a scoreless ball game. Darvish working to Nimmo here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a 2-2 count. Darvish with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Darvish got him with the split finger fastball right there. It'll bring up Conforto. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count. Darvish working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish got him on the cutter, and now that is 7 strikeouts on the day, and it brings up Pete Alonso. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch to Alonso, and it's popped up in foul territory. Santana chasing, Fegley chasing, and Fegley makes the catch for out number 3. We're going to the top of the 5th. It is 1-0 Chicago. Fegley now leading off against Wacha in the top of the 5th inning. Here's an 0-2 count, and Wacha with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fegley waves at the cutter, and Wacha records his 4th strikeout of the day, bringing up Yu Darvish. With 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count, Darvish waiting. And he checks his swing, but the umpire rings him up. That is strikeout number 5 on the day for Wacha, bringing up Mike Tauchman. 2 outs, nobody on. Tauchman waiting for the full count pitch from Wacha. Grounder towards second. Throw over to first, and Tauchman is retired for out number 3. So the Cubs are retired in order in the 5th. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 1-0 Cubs. Darvish facing Dominic Smith here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's an 0-2 count. Darvish working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish strikes him out with a fastball at 97. Number 8 on the day for Darvish brings up J.D. Davis. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count. Darvish working. Popped up. Left center field. Tauchman coming over. Bradley converging. Bradley calls him off and makes the catch for out number 2. Guillermo is the next batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Darvish working with a full count. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and in for ball 4. So Darvish issues the walk. That is the 2nd of the day. Bringing up Nido. 2 outs. 1 man on. Darvish working. 1 strike count. Here's the pitch. Grounder to third. Bryant picks it up. He's going to throw over to second to get the lead runner, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs force the Mets to strand a runner. No runs are scored. We're going to the top of the 6th inning of a 1-0 ball game. Chris Bryant now 1 for 2 on the day, facing Wacha to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Here's a full count. Bryant waiting for the pitch. Bryant grounds that one towards third. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 1. Ian Happ now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Wacha facing Happ with a 1-ball count. Here is the pitch. Popped up, straightaway center field. Coming in is Nimmo. He gets under it and he makes the catch for out number 2. Santana now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on base. Here's a 2-1 count. Danny Santana waiting for the pitch. And Santana hits a little nubber out in front of the plate. The catcher pops up. He throws it down the right field line, however, that's an error. Now, Santana does not attempt to advance. Alonso is actually charged with bobbling that ball with the error, and so that'll bring up Bradley. Santana on first, 2 outs, and here's a 2-2 count with the pitch. Grounder towards second, picked up, thrown over to first, that is out number 3. So the Cubs strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning of a 1-0 ball game. Darvish working on 69 pitches here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's going to face Robinson Cano, who's going to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the 6th. The lefty Cano facing the righty Darvish. 2-1 count. Darvish looking for the sign. Here's the pitch. Grounder towards short. Horner has it. Throws over to first. That is out number 1. Rosario now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Darvish working. 1 strike count. Here's the pitch. Grounder back to the mound. Darvish picks it up. Throws over to first. That is out number 2. Nimmo now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Brandon Nimmo. And strike 3 called. That is a fastball. He just threw it right past him. So Darvish records his 9th strikeout of the day. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. It is 1-0 Cubs. And now the Mets, because they used the pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot in the last half of the inning, they're going to bring out Juris Familia to pitch in the top of the 7th. He is going to face Hayward, Horner, and Fegley in the Cubs lineup. Familia has thrown 49 innings in the season, allowed 30 walks, 47 strikeouts, and a 4.59 ERA. Familia facing off with Hayward with a 1-1 count, and Hayward waiting for the pitch. And that's line down the left field line. On the run and taking a diving catch is Dominic Smith for out number 1. A fantastic defensive effort out in left field. Hayward is robbed of extra bases. And now Nico Horner is the batter. He's 1 for 2 today. Coming up with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count, and Horner waiting for the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop has it. Throws over to first. That is out number 2. Fegley now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. Fegley waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Familia. Grounder out in front of the plate. The catcher has it. Throws to first. That'll retire the side. So the Cubs do not score. They're retired in order in the 7th. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 1-0 ball game. Conforto is going to lead off against Darvish here in the bottom of the 7th. Conforto, Alonso, and Dominic Smith are going to be the next 3 batters in the middle of the Mets lineup. Here's a full count. Darvish looking for the sign and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is 10 strikeouts on the day, and Darvish gets him with the split-fingered fastball that is down in the dirt. So Alonso is the next batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Pete Alonso. Popped up, deep left center field. Going over is Bradley. He makes the catch. That is out number 2. Dominic Smith now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count, and Darvish with the pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant has it. Throws over to first. That will end the inning. So Darvish retires the Mets in order in the 7th. We're going to the top of the 8th inning of a 1-0 ball game. Familia is going to face Darvish, who's batting here to lead off for the Cubs in the top of the 8th. 1 strike count, Darvish waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first, picked up, and literally stepping on first is Alonso to make the play for out number 1. Tauschman now batting for Familia with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 3-0 count, and Tauschman waiting for the pitch. That is way outside. It is ball 4, so Tauschman heads down to first. And now Bryant is batting with 1 out. Runner on first. Cubs looking to extend this 1-0 lead. Here's a 1-strike pitch, and the runner goes. He goes down to second. The throw, the slide, and Tauschman is safe. He gets his 6th stolen base of the season. So he's in scoring position now for Bryant with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Chris Bryant from Familia. Here it comes. Grounder out in front of the plate. The catcher picks it up, throws over to first to get the force, and that is out number 2. So that effectively acted as a sacrifice. Tauschman advances from second to third, and it brings up Seth Lugo. Lugo will face the switch-hitting Happ with 2 outs and a runner 90 feet away in the top of the 8th inning. Lugo has thrown 65 2/3 innings, allowed 15 walks, 53 strikeouts, and a 3.43 ERA. Lugo facing Happ. Full count. 2 outs. Runner on third. Top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He got him with the fastball down. So the runner is stranded. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning of a 1-0 ball game. Darvish is going to face Davis to lead off the Mets half of the 8th. Darvish coming out with 87 pitches thrown. He is working with the first pitch to Davis. Here it comes. Hopped up center field. Bradley coming in, has a line on it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Guillermo is the next batter for the Mets with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a full count pitch from Darvish. A liner past Bryant into left field. That is going to be a base hit. That is the first base hit for the Mets of the day with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the no-hitter is broken up. Darvish, however, still needs to protect the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. And Tomas Nido is the next batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Darvish working, 2-1 count. Liner up the middle, that's going to be another base hit. So center field, Bradley has it. Throws into second. The runners are attempting to advance. And thrown out, attempting to advance to second is Nido. So the Cubs now have 2 outs. Nido is going to be credited with a single and then thrown out attempting to advance to second. Ian Happ got injured on the tag out play, but it looks like he's going to stay in the game. And now Jed Lowry is going to be the pinch hitter. Darvish is going to face Lowry with 2 outs and the tying run on third here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lowry working against Darvish with a full count and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the fastball. That is strikeout number 11 on the day for Darvish. We are going to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game. So Danny Santana is coming up. He is 0 for 3 today. He's going to face the new Met reliever, Dan Zamora. Zamora has thrown 44 innings, allowed 18 walks, 44 strikeouts, and a 3.68 ERA. Zamora will face Santana, Bradley, and Hayward here in the top of the 9th inning. 1 ball count. Santana from the right side facing Zamora, waiting for the pitch. And here it comes. Grounder toward third, picked up, thrown over to first, and score that a 5-3 ground out for the first out of the 9th inning. Bradley now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Jackie Bradley. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Bradley strikes out with the slider, and it brings up Jason Hayward. He is 2 for 3 today. Facing Zamora now with 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 count. Outside for ball 4. Hayward draws the walk, and that'll bring up Nico Hoerner. 2 outs, runner on first. Hoerner facing Zamora. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Hoerner grounds it to first. Alonso picks it up, steps on the base, and that is out number 3. So, we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Cubs still hanging on to this 1-0 lead. And Jonathan Loaiza is going to be brought in from the Cub bullpen to nail down this save in the bottom of the 9th inning. Loaiza, perhaps an unorthodox choice in this situation, comes in with 109 1/3 innings thrown, 41 walks, 117 strikeouts, and a 4.69 ERA. He is going to face the top of the Mets lineup here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ahmed Rosario comes up first. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Rosario waiting for the full count pitch from Loaiza. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Loaiza got him to chase a fastball at 99 that was up around his eyes. And now Brandon Nimmo is the batter. 1 out, nobody on. The tension is building here at Citi Field. Full count again. Loaiza working. Popped up to right field. Hayward coming on fast. And he gets a line on it. He makes the catch. That is out number 2. Loaiza now facing Conforto with 2 outs. Nobody on base. Loaiza working. 1 strike count. Here is the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Second baseman has it. Throws over to first, and that ends the game. So Loaiza gets the save. Terry Wood looks like a genius bringing in Loaiza from the bullpen as he retires the Mets in order to pitch a perfect 9th inning. The Cubs get 1 run on 4 hits with no errors. The Mets, 0 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. The Cubs improve to 65 and 69 while the Mets drop to 66 and 68. The player of the game, no surprise here, is Yu Darvish. He improves to 9 and 8. He has thrown 8 innings today, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. The Mets' Mike Wacha, who pitched pretty well in his own right, threw 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run earned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. The difference in the game today was Chris Bryant's solo home run in the first inning. And the Cubs made it stand for 9 whole innings. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.